Hello everybody. Today we're going to talk about alternative deodorants. A lot of people refer to them as natural deodorants, and I don't really like that. Natural is a catch-all term that I think people, it's one of those, you keep using this word. I don't think it means what you think it means. And alternative deodorants are not necessarily any more natural than the typical mainstream aluminum antiperspirants that everybody's used to using. If you followed this channel at all, you've probably come across one where I'm talking about my insanely sensitive skin. I'm allergic to everything. And as I've transitioned from my 30s into my early 40s, my skin is becoming sensitive to things it was never sensitive to before. And one of those things was deodorant. The antiperspirants that contain aluminum, again, a metal. I'm allergic to every kind of metal. It seems like sometimes. I started to get red bumps and burning, itching under my armpits. And so it was time to look for something other than the traditional antiperspirants. And that has been a long saga, but I finally found one. I'm not going to hold you in suspense or anything. I found my new favorite. It's called Native. That's the name brand. Let me see if I can get the sun glare off of it so you can see it. Native deodorant. And this one is a winner. I've used it every day for a month. I've had my child, I've made Mr. Nix and Little Miss Nix smell my pits to tell me, because you can't always smell yourself. That's what people don't understand. By the time you smell your pits, everybody around you can smell your pits. So I made Mr. Nix and Little Miss Nix assist me in this. Smell my pit has become a thing in the house over the last couple of months, and this is the one. And my favorite scent is the eucalyptus and mint. There are others, and I'll talk to you about this product in a minute. But first, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what makes these different and why you might consider them, and the problems, because there are also skin sensitivities to alternative deodorants. So let's get into that. It's going to be Help for Your Pits Day, Alternative Deodorant Day, here on the Amy Nix channel. In my quest to figure out why I was now allergic to deodorant, of course, I came across aluminum. Aluminum is present in every over-the-counter antiperspirant that people purchase. Aluminum, the same stuff we make soda cans and tinfoil out of, it also has other problematic interactions with the body. And aluminum does have a toxicity, as most things do. I mean, if you want to get right down to it, water is toxic if you put too much of it in your body. So the word toxic, I think, is another buzzword. It's like natural is a buzzword, detox is a buzzword, toxic is a buzzword, and I don't like that. So I don't want to contribute to that. But aluminum does have some links to some scary looking stuff. And there have been some studies that linked aluminum to Alzheimer's, to kidney disease, to breast cancer. So now none of these things have been proven. So when you get on the internet, you read all of these blogs that say, oh, aluminum causes this, and it causes this, and it causes it. They don't know that. But there are questions being raised. And so to me, it's perfectly rational to see, oh, well, if science is raising these questions, then why wouldn't I want to move away from using that potentially really scary product? But because those things haven't been proven, and I'm not here to tell you that aluminum causes Alzheimer's. They don't know that. So just be logical about it. And if you run across reading material that's adamant that aluminum is killing people or causing dementia, you might want to look for your information elsewhere, because all of the scientific information I could find, that's undecided. However, there's absolutely nothing even remotely reactionary, well, I guess it is technically, but not in a bad way, about saying, you know what, I think maybe I'm going to see if I can find me a product that doesn't have aluminum in it. The other problematic ingredients in the mainstream, regular, everybody's used to them, antiperspirants and deodorants, include phthalates and parabens, and those are problematic. I talked about phthalates in my Why Tampons Are Bad For You video. They're linked to all kinds of things. They're present in fragrances, they're present as a softener and a smoother texturizer kind of additive to plastics to make the finished product look nice and feel nice. So, I don't know, in deodorants I would assume they're part of the fragrance, or maybe they're textural for the gliding on of the product, that sort of thing. I'm not sure. But a lot of them do contain phthalates, and they do contain parabens, and those things are linked to some pretty scary, nasty stuff. And so I highly encourage Googling and not reading blogs necessarily unless they're based on scientific reading. Most alternative deodorants don't have those things. So when you're looking for one, get one that's aluminum free, phthalate free, and paraben free, and hopefully one that is also cruelty free and doesn't test the product on animals. The main active ingredient in almost every single one of the alternative deodorants that I've been able to find and try out has been baking soda. And the reason I'm going to talk about baking soda first is because it's a primary ingredient, and it's also one that causes problems for a large portion of the human population. Sodium bicarbonate is just regular household baking soda. It's the stuff you put in your refrigerator to kill odors, the stuff you sprinkle on your carpet to kill odors, and it's also the stuff you use as a leavening agent in baked goods. And when you put it on your skin, different concentrations for different people, but a very large portion of humankind is allergic or reactive in some way through their skin to baking soda. I am fortunate. I'm allergic to everything else, but I don't seem to be allergic to baking soda, so that puts me in the lucky category. And there are quite a few of us out there who can use baking soda products on our skin and not have an issue. But there's also a large number of people who do. And they can be common skin reactions like red, puffy, just inflammation. They can be red bumps. They can be dry, peeling skin. So if you're allergic to baking soda in those ways, you won't be able to use an alternative deodorant that contains baking soda. And that's where the arrowroot powder comes in. A lot of people who can't tolerate baking soda will use just more arrowroot powder. And those two ingredients together are the dry ingredient that kind of helps control the sweat. They don't stop you from sweating, but they do kind of control it a little bit, so that, for example, my armpits are dry right now while I'm sitting here making this video and not exerting myself. I don't have sweaty underarms. And that is because of the baking soda and arrowroot that are in this product and the other ones that I've tried. The other thing that can happen with a baking soda is discoloration of the skin. And one of the products that I tried, whatever the ratio of baking soda in that product was, and for me it was the Primal Pit Paste, and I'll show you pictures of what I've tried and what I liked and did not like about those products. But my underarms discolored. Now, my underarm is the same color as the rest of me, but it turned kind of a purpley, reddish brown. It didn't hurt, it didn't itch. But after about a month of using the Primal Pit Paste brand, that discoloration happened to me. It does not happen to everyone who uses that product in particular, or any baking soda product, but it does happen frequently enough to enough people that you may want to look out for it. Now, the discoloration of my armpits didn't really bother me all that much. I didn't like it. It was a little odd, but everything I read said that it's a harmless kind of reaction. But some people, especially if they wear the strapless shirts, and so you can, or the spaghetti tanks or whatever, and so their underarms are very frequently open to people, you can't hide it when you lift your armpit and there's that discoloration there. I mean, it was a big ovular shape, discolored, where I applied deodorant under my arm, and it was really, let's see if we can get my skin to do it. I don't know. We can't get it to do it on the camera. But it was, this color only adds some purpley brown to it. And so it was that right next to this, and you can see the difference, right? So anytime my underarms were visible, you could tell that there was some discoloration going on there. And that is something that happens to a lot of people, but it's harmless. It's just cosmetically displeasing for some people. So baking soda, it's a great product, but some people have problems with it. There are baking soda free formulations out there for people who try a couple and realize, oh, I'm having a reaction to the baking soda. And so you can look into those. I haven't tried any of those yet because, as I said, the worst reaction I had to baking soda was discoloration. Okay, so, but that's the thing with baking soda. So give it a try, but look for those things. Look for the itching, look for the flaking, look for anything. And if you experience discomfort, if you experience itching, burning, or the raising up of a rash underneath your arms, immediately stop using the product. Okay? Because that's probably a baking soda allergy. There are a lot of, and this really, okay, I'm gonna do it. This really irritates me. when I first started looking into this on groups and forums and stuff, people would tell someone who was having itching and burning and, big raised bumps, and they were having a serious allergic response to baking soda. And people would get on there and tell them to just, basically suck it up, buttercup. It's just detox. No, it is not. Detox is sweating. Detox is maybe some pimples. If you are having a serious allergic reaction that causes you itching and pain, that is not detox from the aluminum. That is an allergic response to the product that you have replaced your antiperspirant with. Stop using the product at that point and try one that is baking soda free. If you try one that is baking soda free and you still have that kind of response, I strongly recommend that you go and seek medical advice about that. But it's probably baking soda. Baking soda is a very common skin sensitivity. Now that I've bashed on baking soda for like 5 solid minutes, let's talk about all the awesome things that come from using alternative deodorants. Since I have started using alternative deodorants, which has been several months now, there's a couple of things. And the first one is that, of course, I don't have itchy, puffy, red, reactive, sensitive underarms anymore. My underarms feel perfectly normal and stress-free now that I've switched. So it was definitely an aluminum sensitivity because that's really the big thing that has been removed. The second really big benefit is that natural deodorants or alternative deodorants, they come with fragrances that you don't find in the mass-produced products. They're usually made by smaller companies. Not always, but they're usually made by smaller companies. They're usually made in smaller batches, and they use honest-to-goodness natural fragrances. Things like lemongrass, things like lavender, things like spearmint, things like eucalyptus, sandalwood. There's some frankincense ones out there that are amazing. But they smell so good. I have been complimented on how nice I smell so many times since I've switched. People will be standing next to me and they'll be like, "You smell fantastic." I've gotten that so frequently since I switched, and the fragrances are just different. So you'll smell different. It's a completely different kind of scent catalog that's available in alternative deodorants. So I have really enjoyed that part a lot. So anyway, I guess in summation it would be definitely get rid of the aluminum. It seems like a sensible thing to do. We already know that phthalates and parabens are problematic, and those are present in quite a few, if not all. I don't think all, I can't really say that, but they're definitely in every one that I looked at of the mainstream products out there. So you're going to get rid of all of those things that we know or really suspect strongly are not good for you. And if you're allergic to your deodorant and you have itchy underarms, you're going to get rid of that. So it's definitely a plus. The only thing that remains is for you to find a brand that works for you. And I'm going to show you what I tried, tell you what they did and didn't do for me, what I liked about the various ones that I tried. And then I will give you the links and information for this guy. I'm looking at the video I've done already. It's like, wow, I have babbled for like 10 solid minutes about alternative deodorant. So let's get into the ones that I've tried. I'm going to put a voiceover on some photographs of the ones that I've tried so that you can see the product packaging, and I'll tell you what I liked and did not like about each one because there were pros and cons to all of them. Okay, this one is Tom's of Maine, and I got mine in the apricot and lemongrass fragrances. Both were absolutely heavenly. It was smooth and easy to use, and I really enjoyed it. The only problem with it was it did not actually kill my body odor. I could only wear that for about 3 hours before I would have to reapply, and some days it just wasn't good enough for me. In addition, there was not enough baking soda or arrowroot in the product to really mitigate the sweating at all. So I was wet a lot wearing the Tom's brand. This product is the Burt's Bees spray deodorant, which felt nice, and it is 100% vegan, which is really the motivation for trying it. Also, I love the scent of sage, and I assumed that I would like the way this product smells, but it did not kill my body odor. It didn't do anything to stop wetness at all. And I didn't really like the smell. To me, it smelled a little bit like pet shampoo. It didn't smell bad. It just wasn't what I wanted to smell like. This is the Primal Pit Paste product, and this one was my favorite for a long time. It smells really good. Their lavender scent is the one that I picked, but they have other scents available. I'm sure they're yummy too. It smelled good. It did a pretty good job of keeping my body odor at bay. I had several breakthrough days with it anytime I actually really worked hard or got sweaty. But it is a very good product, and I do recommend it to people. For me, there was a high enough baking soda content in this product that it seriously discolored my underarms. I mean, they started to get really dark circles there, and I didn't particularly care for that, and I was open to trying a different product also, because it did fail me a few times. So it definitely wasn't something, I was constantly worried that it was going to break through and I was going to smell bad in public, if that makes sense. But it's a good product, and I do recommend it. I came upon this Native brand via Facebook. They were running ads on Facebook, and I guess my Google search history for alternative deodorants had pulled this up. It was a relatively new one. There weren't any reviews on Amazon or anything, but I was curious, so I went ahead and I ordered a 2-pack from them, because they had a thing where you could get 2 in a package and try 2 scents at the same time, and it was less costly than buying 2 individually. And so these came in a really pretty box. And it's definitely the one. After about a week of using this one, the discoloration that I had from my Primal Pit Paste was completely gone. My underarms are not discolored at all anymore, and that happened very quickly after I stopped using the Primal Pit Paste product. They smell amazing. I can put this on in the morning, and I don't have to reapply it until the next morning. I've never had breakthrough body odor from this. So I've been doing very well with this product, and I'm going to keep using it until I find something better. And by better, I would mean something that is 100% vegan. The Native company, it is cruelty-free. They do not ever test any of their products on animals. The company is very good with that. They're phthalate-free, they're paraben-free, they're aluminum-free, but there is one non-vegan ingredient in this deodorant, and that is, it's a derivative from beeswax that's in here. And so one of these days I will find one that works, but until then I found one that is taking care of me and doing a really good job, and so I definitely would recommend this product to anybody who's looking for an alternative deodorant. Hopefully it'll work for you as well as it has worked for me, because the other ones I tried, I really wanted them to, especially that Tom's of Maine product, because it smelled so heavenly, but it just didn't work for me. Okay, so that's it. The link will be down below in the description to the Native website so that you can order some if you're interested. And then I will also put the price that I paid down here, because I don't have it on the top of my head. And I think that's it. I hope you found this interesting. I've had lots of requests to talk about alternative deodorant products in my videos, so I hope this was what you were looking for. I know I kind of went off the rails again. I always do. I'm incapable of doing yeah, this is a really good product, I really like it, go buy some. I have to tell you everything. Thank you for watching and supporting the channel. I will be back to babble at you some more in the very near future. Bye.